Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome all of you this morning to my Saturday morning No Guts, No Story. And we are celebrating Labor Day weekend. So I want all of you, if you would, drop in the comments, what do you do as far as your occupation? You know, it's funny, I think a lot of people maybe believe that Labor Day, they think Labor Day is the weekend when you all go to the lake and get drunk. Yesterday, I had several people say, I never really understood what Labor Day was, but Labor Day is a day when you celebrate this free enterprise that we have in America, all of the people that labor and work. So drop in the comments if you work. Yesterday, I drove through Sonic. My favorite drink is a water with lemon slices all cut up in it. It's helped me to quit drinking pop and I feel so much better. But when I drove through, I asked my favorite little girl there at the drive up window, I said, so tell me, how are you today? And she goes, I'm overworked. I said, well, the good news is it's Labor Day. You should be getting a day off. And sadly, a lot of people do not. But drop in the comments, what are you doing on this amazing Labor Day? If you're watching this on a replay or YouTube or LinkedIn or wherever you might find my Saturday mornings, let me know, what do you do for a living? You know, there are so many people out there in so many different areas of service work, professional work, self-employment. A lot of people are investors, so many people working from home, homeschooling kids. You know, in the last 2-3 years, we have seen a crazy different phase of laborers. So most of the people in 2020 ended up coming home to work. And then when that phase was over, a lot of them said, wait a minute, I don't want to go back to work. And that was the year that staying at home, a home-based office, became bigger than traditional business. So I wanted to, reach out to all of you this morning. Sorry, get comfy here. Welcome all of you. Wish you a happy and safe Labor Day. Let me know, where are you celebrating? Dave and I are here. Guess where we are? I'll give you one hint. Where are we today? Well, we drove to our office at the lake, and we have 2 beautiful boats and 2 jet skis down there on the dock. And guess what? No family, no kids, not taking them out. We are laboring this weekend, but at least we are laboring from a place that we love. So now that you've all told me what you do for a living, and please drop in the comments and let me know a little bit more about that. Tell me what you love about what you do. Now, I always find that 50% of the people love what they do, and 50% of the people hate their job. They hate their job, they hate their boss, they're annoyed with their coworkers. They can't wait for the day that they can quit their job or retire. Now, this is a reality in America. And I learned very, very early in my marriage with my husband and my professional career a very, very big lesson. And I got an overnight FedEx book. Back then it was probably like $50 to overnight a book. And my mentor said, read this book, you need to learn. Now you guys got to understand, I was in sales and I was constantly telling him like, well, we want to, but we're strapped. We want to, but our front door broke. We want to, but we're behind on our taxes. Well, we want to. And one day he told me that I was creating my reality. And quite honestly, it really pissed me off because I had 2 babies and a baby on the way, and we worked so hard, but our mindset was really messed up. So we had a TV in every room. We had VCRs for the kids and all their movies. We had just bought a boat. We had some dirt bikes. We had a mechanical bull because Dave was a bull rider. You know, we had a table saw. We had lots of, different things. Back then, computers weren't real big yet. So I won't say we had a computer or laptop in every room. Cell phones weren't that big. I think we had a bag phone in one car, and it was very expensive to use that bag phone to call on. And so I'm dating myself a little bit, but it was the year 1996 when I got a very important package in the mail. And I would encourage all of you, if you're laboring, and I wanted to share a slide out of this book, but I keep trying to upload it and it says the file won't work. Who knows what book my mentor overnighted me. I mean, he had recommended a lot of books, but what book did he overnight? And I wish so badly I would have brought it here to our office at the lake, but I did not. It was profound. And it was called, drumroll, who has an idea? Who has an idea? Chris, don't tell me that's your graduation year. I don't want to feel older than you. Okay, so the book was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. How many of you have read that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Because I feel like, you know, we live in the greatest country on the planet. That's a really good one, Chris, and I have that one sitting right here on my desk. In fact, everybody should read that, How to Win Friends and Influence People, but that's not the one I'm going to talk about today. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was like such a wake-up call to me. And I tell everyone to read it. I don't care. I'm going to lunch today with our realtor. We have an appointment with him. I have neighbors that are retired. Yesterday, they said, come over on our back porch. And Dave and I, everyone on this street is retired except for us. And it's so weird, but these are like really good friends of ours, right? I mean, we're retired, but we do what we love every day and we work 24/7. But these people are like retired. Like they're done working. They're never going to work. They're on their golf carts. They're like, come over and have a drink on the deck. And then I look up and they're like, we're going downtown to the food trucks. And an hour later, I look and they're in their swimming suits. And I'm like, I thought you went to the food trucks. Oh, we did. But then we went to the country club and we took the kids swimming and like, they're chilling. They're going to Mexico at the end of the month when we're having an event. Like, it's just a different mindset. But isn't that everybody's dream, to be retired? To be completely retired and do whatever they want when they want and have the money to pay for it. Now, Dave and I experienced the freedom to do that in our early 20s, but I don't think we will ever be like, we're retired. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. We're doing what we want because we love to labor. Weirdly, love to work. We love to work and we love what we do. So it's different. But this book that I got put everybody into 4 quadrants. So if I can get the page to show up on my screen, I'm going to show it to you guys. And if I can't get it, probably going to have Dave bring me a piece of paper and draw it out or pull it up on my iPad. So let me see if I can share with you. Share screen. Let's see. So down here at the bottom is this little, let's see. Can you guys see it? I don't know if you guys can see that. Drop in the comments if you can see what I'm trying to share with you. Yes, you can. Okay, so, oops, I don't know what I'm doing now. Dave, I might need your help. Oh my goodness, I'm making a big old mess. Okay, here we go. Can you guys see it now? I'm gonna look. Okay, when you look at this, you should be able to see it now. I think I am sharing my screen. This is an example of what was in the book. Nope, you are not seeing it. Okay, I'm going to try something different here. Cancel sharing the screen, and I'm going to show it to you on my screen. This is why I'm always a motivator and not a teacher, right? Technology. I want to teach this morning though. So this is the way that it works. And if you can see that, take a screenshot of this. There you go. It has 4 different quadrants. And I will read them to you so you can all tell me which one you are in. So number 1 is E. Write down E. An employee could be very well paid. And there are a lot of people that are multimillionaires that were an employee. They were an attorney, they were a doctor, they were an OBGYN, they were a administrator, they were a surveyor, they were a, broker. Like a lot of people work for big firms and they're employees and they still have a ton of success. So there's nothing wrong with it. An employee means you work to get paid. You work to get paid. Now, the second one is that you are in the S quadrant and you are employed, but you are self-employed. So you're E, employed, top square, underneath it S, self-employed, and the next one is B, big business. You're a business owner. And these people have other people working for them to generate income. So you're either the employee or you're self-employed. If you're big business, you have people working for you and you pay them to run the business. And then there is I. I means you're an investor. So drop in the comments, how many of these quadrants are you in? Are you an employee? Are you self-employed? Do you have a passive income, which is you have a big business where people are working for you, or you're an investor where you put your money to work and it comes back to you? Because, people are going to work hard all of their life anyway. It's just finding a way that you work smarter instead of working harder. So let's say that you're employed. You could be employed and you could be an investor because you have a 401k growing for you, or maybe some people invest in Bitcoin or real estate or gold, or there's so many things people invest in, and it's important that you have your money working for you. Then the other thing that I would say to you is if you're self-employed, you work for yourself, but if you take a 4, 5, 6 week break, will your business keep on working for you? And then the other question is, if you're a big business, do you have your money working for you and systems that don't require you to always be there running the system? And as an investor, you can be like my neighbors. He does invest in the stock market. He invests every morning in all of his stuff. And then he rides his golf cart around and he likes to party. And last night he was laughing, like, we're going to Mexico the end of the week. Last time we were here, they were taking their Jeep to go to the Jeep caves that are like not very far from here. Me and Dave are like, we live here. Why have we never been to the Jeep caves? And it's funny because the mindset of an investor is that they have all the time and money in the world. They're not worried about waking up and doing the grind of laboring. So eventually we all want to be retired, right? We want to have our assets working for us. Here's the problem that I see, and I see this all the time. And I just thought today was a great day to talk about this. Most people buy things that are liabilities instead of buying things that are assets. And so they can't wait to work harder to get the car. They can't wait to work harder so that they can get the house. They can't wait to work harder and so they can go on the vacation. And if they don't have it right now, what do they do? What do people do? This is why they can never stop working. They can never stop working because they have to pay for the liabilities, and the liabilities don't make you money. Only the assets do. So early this year, I went to a seminar and I was so excited to go. And it was in Florida, and it was Grant and Elena Cardone. Now, I'm not promoting Grant and Elena Cardone. I went there, I learned a lot. It was kind of like a buffet. Some of the things I loved, some of the things didn't pertain to me, but I didn't judge them because I was like, why would I judge them? Let them do what they do. They make a lot of money on their seminars, but they bring value because they teach about how to make money. And a lot of people think it's just real estate, but they're bosses in business. Like they did $1 billion. They do everything from, teaching businesses how to scale their business, how to run your employees, how to market your business. There was a health screening there. Like, it was crazy. They were making money on your nutrition. They were making money on your training. They were making money getting you to invest. I was like, these people print money when they take a nap. And I learned a lot from it because of the energy. Then I came home from the event and I go anywhere in my hometown and I hear gloom and doom, the gas prices, the economy, inflation, milk is double what it was, diaper is double what it was. I was getting flour the other day, almond flour, in our grocery store about 30 minutes from us, in the only town that's, I went locally and they were out of it. So I went 30 minutes away to where there was like a bigger chain grocery store and they didn't have it. And then I went to Walmart and of course they had it, but I hate going to Walmart. It is I would rather get a root canal than go to Walmart. I don't know why, it just drives me crazy. But I went to Walmart and I was getting the almond flour. And the girl in there that was buying white flour said, "How do you afford that almond flour? This is freaking ridiculous. Do you see the prices of this stuff?" And you feel it, like everyone around you is freaking out. They're angry, they're strapped. Everybody's expenses went up, but nobody else's around me was saying my income went up. And one thing I've noticed, you guys, is that when there's inflation, when the entire economy is in a mess, there is so much opportunity, but it's attitude. And I'm so thankful that I read this book. So when I think about Robert Kiyosaki, and I think about everything that I learned from him, I'm going to pull up some of the other images. There is this ESBI quadrant, and you know where you want to be, right? You know, I want to be where I own my own job, I am my own boss, and I have leverage. So I can earn money even if I'm not working. I'm going to have it in a system that if I need to leave, go be with my grandkids, someone has a baby, someone has a wedding, my mother-in-law had a sickness, we needed to be at the hospital, whatever, it keeps going. When a person is an employee, if they have a great employer, they can stop, but for how long? And what's going to happen to their income? So that book really teaches you how to get this cash flow quadrant working for you to where you are making money. Now, Dave printed it off for me, and you guys can all screenshot. He's the best husband in the world. Here you go. You either are an E, you have a job, you're a B, you have a business where people work for you, you're an S, where you own your job, or you're an I, where you are an investor. So here's what I would tell you. If you are an employee and you are making a paycheck, live on 30% of what you earn. Now, people are going to say, that's impossible, because that's what I used to say. And then one day when I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, my upline, my mentor said to me, "Barb, you do not live within your means. You're living way above your means. That's why you're getting loans, you're using credit cards, finances, 0 interest for however many days, and then you're strapped. If anything happens, everything is maxed." And you know, it upset me at first. And he said, "How many TVs do you have?" And I told him, and he goes, "Do you really watch TV in 5 rooms?" I said, "No, but the kids' rooms, and I wanted to make them cute." He's like, "Sell your TVs. Your TVs are not making you money. They're automatic income reducers." And I was like, what? I figured my husband ain't going to let me sell that TV. And the next thing I knew, I sold the TVs to pay off Sears. And it was so liberating. It was so amazing. And then I went out in the garage and we were strapped for money, and Dave was gone. And I was like, he doesn't need all these things. And he was at a furniture show. And one day he came home and I was having a garage sale. And a guy was loading up his table saw and his router and his, what is that machine? Lathe that makes the board go straight. Like, I didn't sell like his grandpa's tools or anything that was like emotional, but I got rid of everything we didn't need. And I was the garage sale queen because I realized that we were accumulators of crap that was not making us any money. And I was listening to Jim Rohn, and Jim Rohn said from a young boy, his mentor, Mr. Shoaff, taught him buy 2 bikes, one that you can ride, one that you can rent. Don't buy yourself a mansion, buy 2 houses, one that you can live in, one that you can rent. And I see my mom do this. I've watched my mom as a single mom that went through a foreclosure, and her house was sold for back taxes on the courthouse steps. And my grandpa bought it to rent it. And talk about tough love. I watched this woman of mine, my mother, this mentor of mine, go from 0, being an employee. She was working at King of the Road Fifth Wheel Factory. She was in the department where they put up the drapes and the cushions right before the fifth wheel goes out the production door. And she couldn't be a room mom for Jeremy. And my little brother was in first grade or kindergarten. And I remember going on Halloween dressed in Dave's football jersey and a helmet with a big silver bucket of apples to bob for apples. I will never forget it. And I was thinking to myself, it's sad that my dad left and my mom can't be a room mom. And I made up my mind that I was never going to have that happen. I was never going to not be able to be there for my kids. But the next thing you knew, I was self-employed, running a salon, running an antique and gift gallery, running tanning beds, and I was running a coffee bar, like an espresso machine in 1997 when nobody even knew what it was and they thought $4 a cup was too much. Yesterday, Dave and I got 2 coffees, it was 12. You know, that's cool now. Back then, we were coffee before coffee was cool, and we were in a bankruptcy situation. And I'm not ashamed to talk about a bankruptcy because guess what? Walt Disney went bankrupt 7 times and never lived to see Disney World become what it is today. But do you know what? He saw it better than any of us because his imagination was so obsessed with a dream. He was more excited about the dream than he was about his own, what people would think or say. He was a risk taker. He was an entrepreneur. He was a dreamer. He understood the power of a dream. And most people will stay stuck their entire life doing something they hate, complaining about the price of everything, instead of taking a risk. Well, Dave and I took a risk. And many of you know our story, many of you don't. I wrote a book, No Guts, No Story. It's the entire story, unfiltered, up until 2001. What a lot of people don't know is our climb from bankruptcy to being million-dollar earners in 2000 was just the beginning of the story. That company went bankrupt in 2001 and we lost everything and started again. And many of you know that in 2018, it happened again and we had to begin again. We didn't go bankrupt. We didn't lose everything. We just lost everything we built in that business. And it's made me resilient. It's made me incredibly wise. It's made me understand how to survive in a down economy, because even if it wasn't a down economy, when you go from being $1 million a year to zero, and you're calling your mom, hey, can I post-it you a check? I'm going to have some money coming in next Friday. It's very humbling. And I've had my fair share of humble pie, not just a little smidget, but the full pie. And I love teaching on this because when you are in a situation where you're not having a good income and the debts are high and the funds are low and you're not really sure what to do, there are a lot of things you can do because you're not poor. There's a difference in poor and broke. If you're a laborer and you're out of money, and you don't have any right now, you're not poor. You're just temporarily out of money. Poor is a mentality. Broke is a temporary state or condition that you're in, and you can change that just like that. Just like that. It's energy, you guys. Everything is energy, and energy is everything. And some people want to stay stuck in a poor mentality, going out, going to the bar, getting drunk, wake up hungover. I don't care if you want to do that, but that can't be every day. Complaining about their job, working 9 to 5, getting home, hating their life, disgruntled with their wife, upset with their kids, always in a bad mood. Guys, that's not living. We are either living or we're dying. Nobody's coasting up a hill. I want to train you how to get your dreams up. And you go get this book for yourself. I'm not going to tell you what to do for a living or what industry to join or how to live your life. If you want to go pour, your tears out over a 12-pack with your buddies every Friday, do it. Dave and I used to do that. He worked construction and he worked for Amron Utilities Company. He plowed fiber optic cable. I had a baby at home all week. He had a company truck. He had insurance. He had benefits. He had his own cell phone. He had a diesel Duramax. I heard it leave on Monday morning and I heard it pull in the driveway on Friday. And I hated Monday to Friday. We couldn't wait. Everybody working for the weekend, right? And then on the weekend, his buddies would be like, hey, you want to come over and have a beer? And we would, but I was pregnant and I wouldn't. And I would sit there and listen to all of these conversations. And they talked shit on their boss and they hated their job. And the Ginzel that just got hired that didn't know how to run a shovel and he messed up the whole work week. I mean, Dave's brother worked with him. And I can look back and laugh now because those conversations were so funny. We would be dying laughing. Like it was misery. And you guys, misery loves company. So likes attract likes. And you, me, we will become the average of the 5 closest friends we have that we hang around every week and day in the conversations we have. So I read the book. I learned the lesson. I understood the assignment and I decided to break free. Number 1, we had to get some new friends. Number 2, we had to think bigger, even when we had 0 money in the account and our check bounced for baby formula. We had to think bigger. We couldn't conform to the rest of the people around us watching the news in 1996 and 1997 when Bob Dole was running for president in my hometown. It was going to be the glory days. Our ship was coming in and we were out on the dock and the ship did not come in. It was the worst of times. We had trailers full of Bob Dole souvenirs nobody wanted. I still have them in the attic if anybody wants some legend paraphernalia. We couldn't pay the bank. We couldn't pay the utilities. We couldn't pay the car payment. We couldn't pay the credit cards. We couldn't even afford to pay attention. Couldn't pay the toll booth to go to a meeting in Kansas City or the babysitter, but we did what we had to do. And one thing I know, 2 things happen. You're going to make excuses or you're going to make money. And I don't mind when people are out of money helping them. But when people are out of money and I want to help them, but they don't have any money. They're behind on their promises. They can't pay their bills, but they're on vacation. They're at the casino. They're going to the bar. They're playing Keno. They're buying new shoes. They just got a new cell phone, but they don't have any money. That was me. And that is you going on a train that is about to have an incredible collision with reality. When one day anything does happen and your income stops and you can't labor, most people in America right now are 90 days away from bankruptcy if their income stops. 90 days away. So these are some of the things my mentor taught me. And if you're a laborer and you're working your butt off and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, do these 5 things. Number 1, make a dream board. Your craziest dreams and goals. If money were no object, what would you do? And you guys, this was hard. We're bouncing checks. Our car was being hauled off. Our KPL gas was turned off and I'm a hairdresser trying to do hair with no hot water. True story. I mean, our dog was in the pound and we couldn't even afford to get the dog out of the pound. It sucked. It sucked so bad I couldn't afford a new screen door, let alone a new self-stick border to go around my bathroom. I hated it. I didn't want to get my little girl's clothes at the garage sale from the rich lady down the street, or maybe not even the rich lady, just the lady that could afford to buy Walmart clothes. I was not going to do that. I wanted a better life for my kids. So I got up and I said, I'm going to do it. No matter what it takes, I'm going to do it. And I started listening to people making $30,000 a month instead of listening and taking advice from people that were making $30,000 a year. And back then that was a lot of money. Now I listen to people making $100,000 a month instead of people that make $100,000 a year. I want to learn from people who have actually done what I want to do. And here's what I found. Number 1, get new friends. Number 2, practice the art of discipline so you don't have the pain of regret. You're either going to have the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Live below your means. Live below your means. That's number 3. Get rid of the stuff you don't need. Sell it, pay things off. I have never bought a brand new car since. I always buy used. Because if I buy used, then I know someone else bought new, it depreciated a whole bunch, and I didn't lose $20,000 the day I drove it off the lot. It just pains me to pay full price. I go to market. I see things at wholesale, a jeweler, a furniture store, all these people, there's a 4, 5, 10 times markup. I'm going to be frugal no matter how many millions I ever make. I will always be frugal like the day I couldn't afford formula. I love a good garage sale. I love marketplace. I love finding a good deal, whether it's a house, a car, or a pair of shoes. Why would I pay full price? And it pains Dave. He's like, how much money do I have to make before you quit going to the sale rack? When I get something that's brand new, it's because my kids picked it out, or my husband bought it for me, or it was a gift, because I just can't waste money. I've had it and I've not had it, and it's kind of like oxygen. I'm not money hungry, but the whole world needs it, and it's paper, you guys. Money is this. It is a green piece of paper. It prints every day. It flows to the hands of the 5% that have all the money in America, and it flows out of the hands that the 95% don't understand this. So I learned it, and I want to be in the 5%. And you can be there no matter what quadrant you're in, but the more you're in the S, the B, and the I quadrant, the more of this is going to flow into your account. Just imagine it. I used to hold up my phone when I had no money and say, money is coming at me from all directions. I am printing $100 bills out of this phone. I love my phone. I'm not afraid of rejection. I'm not afraid of risk. I'm going to do it, because back then I had to make sales calls. I don't see very many people making sales calls today. It's a lot of electronics. It's social media. It's social selling. It's face-to-face. It's Google ads. It's Google marketing. It's getting on whatever it is. You know, we live in Grove part-time, and Grove, Oklahoma has more dispensaries than I think Arizona or California. But it's funny because they all get on this app called Weed Maps. Now, I've never bought weed and I've never been in a dispensary, but we have a big business with CBD. And one day my son said, Mom, you should get on Weed Maps, even though you have 0 THC. And I'm like, I'm not getting on Weed Maps. He's like, just do it. Every customer will come to you. You know, back in the day, you would do postcards, you would make a flyer, you would pay for TV ads, radio ads, billboards, whatever. This device, you guys, this device, Wi-Fi money, makes people millions of dollars every single day. And if you're broke, it's temporary. If you're poor, it's your mentality. The book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, will change your life. Now, the last thing, I told you 3. I'm going to tell you number 4, and I'm going to tell you number 5. When you think about buying something, don't buy it the first day. Go look and then leave. And if you're not staying up all night thinking about it, you're not like completely obsessed with it, you don't need it. I have a closet full of stuff with tags on it that was a good deal, and I thought I needed it, and I've never worn it. But I feel wasteful to just get rid of it. But the reminder of it just sitting there just reminds me that I made a dumb decision. I have a whole lot of clutter that I don't need. Clean it out. It's going to be liberating. Get a clean slate. Sell it. And you know what? You can go put it on this website called Poshmark, Poshmark. Poshmark is like an online garage sale where all of your brands or anything with tags, people buy it. It's an app you just download like Facebook. Poshmark sends you a label, you print it out, you stick it on a plastic bag that you put in the USPS, and when the people get it, it puts the money in your account. You do nothing. You don't have to have a tax ID. You don't have to have a credit card, merchant processing. Get rid of everything. Poshmark. What about all the other stuff? eBay, Facebook Marketplace. Get rid of it all. You can make $1,000 today mentally. Just get rid of it. Get rid of everything that does not make you money. Keep the things that you love, that you use every day. Once I did this and I really let go of everything that was not an asset, even when we bought our house, my mind was so trained to make money with everything. We had 22 acres, and I looked at Dave and I said, we're going to build a motocross track. Because the motocross track that we were going to with our little boy that could barely hold up his motorcycle, his little KTM that was taller than his legs were long, we were going to a motocross track, spending $200-300 a weekend. We paid to get in, we paid to park, we paid for concessions, we paid to ride. And I was like, we're going to open a motocross track. Next thing I knew, we were building a track and the little whoopsies and everything. And then our home-based business blew up so much, I didn't need to do that track. But do you know why I needed to get in this quadrant, you guys? And this is the most important thing I can tell you. When I went from being in the E quadrant to the self-employed in the business quadrant, I had all the tax breaks and everything was tax deductible. So the poor pay a lot of taxes because in their mentality, they're like, I'm working for Uncle Sam, I'm gonna have to pay my taxes. And the wealthy, they get the tax advantages that the government offers them. Any home-based business you open, whether you're doing Rover and you just walk somebody's dog, whether you're doing eBay and you just have an account on eBay, whether you're in direct sales like we are and you are a promoter, a distributor, $49 usually, just to get your own website. Now you write off your office, your mileage, your meals, your travel, your postage, your gifts, your utilities, my goodness, your cell phone, all of these become an expense. So now you have this advantage like the wealthy have, and you expense everything that you can. Get with your accountant or look it up online, and you show the difference, which is only what you keep. Now, you guys, all of us spend every dime we make, right? So why not pay taxes on what you keep instead of paying taxes on every single thing you earn? I learned so much from that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And the philosophy is Robert Kiyosaki's dad was an employee. He was a teacher, and he taught him, this is the way you work. You work your way up the ladder. You work for 40 years, then you retire. And his rich dad was his friend's dad. It was a very wealthy businessman, and he taught him the name of the game. They have a board game called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's so much fun. I've played it with my kids. It's kind of like Monopoly, but you learn. It's called the Cash Flow game board, Cash Flow. Little Noxie loved it so much, he took all the cars off the board, and we don't even have all the pieces to the game. But it's a fun game because it teaches you, it teaches your kids, it teaches your family how to get in the right quadrant. And you guys, you will never see me go live posting the mansion that we bought and how beautiful and amazing it is, but you will see me go live posting the homes that we buy to be an investor, to make money. Because I love living below my means. I would rather be humble, driving a used car, and have cars making me money on Turo than I would show you my Maserati or my Jaguar because I'm a big ass deal. I do not have an ego. Here's what you guys got to think. Ego versus bank account. Do you want to be rich, or do you want to be praised all over social media and everybody think that you're awesome? It's okay to buy yourself a new car. It's okay. I have some $4,000 suits. I have a beautiful Escalade. I have a Rolex watch. This thing don't make me any money. I would never go buy it for myself. I got it as a gift. Sure, it is appreciating in value. It does become worth more money the older that I get, but it doesn't excite me. I wear it because it was a gift from my first company, David Bertrand, Jana Mitchum. I will wear it forever, even if it's not working, because it reminds me the most important thing we have, time with the people that we love, not things, not stuff, time. Last thing I want to tell you guys, more so than anything, is figure out your purpose. Because when you figure out your purpose and your gifts, and you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life. I have this live now. I have a live in 15 minutes for our company with the patches and the posh, and I can't wait to do that. And as soon as I get off, I'm going to lunch with our realtor. And as soon as I get off that, I have a call with our chief medical officer. And I love what I do. Bring it on. I could do this 10, 11, 12 hours a day. I love it. I can do it from my car. I can do it from the dock. I can do it from the boat. I can do it at Shangri-La, having lunch at this beautiful resort around the pool. And I love what I do because of this. It makes an impact on other people. I know what my gift is. My gift is motivating, encouraging, teaching other people. I love it. I love contribution, contributing to people. And I'll finish with this story. You will attract people just like you. So when I was constantly talking about we're strapped, I hope things get better. Hopefully by the 15th, we're trying. We want to get to the next rank. We hope we can be on that cruise. We hope that we can be at convention. I was hoping. I had to, in the midst of my broke, say, it feels so good to be debt free. It feels so good to be me. I love my life. I love my friends. I love my future. I'm excited. And that dream board, the number one thing I told you to do, it didn't say quit being broke. It said it feels so good to pay off Sears. I took a picture of the credit card and wrote paid in full. Whenever they would show up and they said final notice, I was, thank you, Jesus, it's the final notice. Nope, they sent one the next month too. I put all of these on the board, you guys, and I could see myself with everything paid off. I could see myself staying, living in my little small town, giving away $50,000 in cash instead of being bankrupt with $250,000 in bills. I could see and begin with the end in mind. And today, you've got to work harder on yourself than you do on any business. In order for you to grow and learn, you have to fail. Failure is not avoidable. So don't be embarrassed of your failures. Use them to teach and train and empower other people. I used to buy things that cost me money. Now I only buy things that make me money. I used to never want to give away because I didn't think I would have a month, enough at the end of the month. And now I give before I even thinking about it, and it all flows back. It's the laws of the universe. But in order for things to get better, we have to get better. And the number one thing I would do on this Labor Day is go to Amazon and order that book. Start reading and growing and thinking how you get yourself out of the one quadrant and into all of the others so that you can really leverage and create a life of your dreams. So do your dream board, work harder on yourself than you do on your business, get around some new people that empower you, stop listening to the ones that are just like you, and start listening to some that are where you want to be. That was hard for me. Dave and I still love our friends. We still hung out with them occasionally, just not every day, because what goes in has to come out, and you have to think, what are these people doing to me? Is that okay? You got to raise the rent and kick them out up here. So whatever conversations you're having that are not serving you, stop the conversation. Just tell your family at the Labor Day picnic, I'm sorry, la, 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 la. That's what we do. La, 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 la. Our family does it all the time. Cancel, 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 cancel. Can't afford for that to go in there. And we only speak about opportunity. Don't discuss people. Don't discuss problems. Discuss solutions. Discuss opportunity. Discuss a future that's amazing. Like Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the plans I have for you, not to harm you. That means not struggle bus. That means not broke. Plans to prosper you, to give you hope and a future. And I cling to that every single day. I stand on it. I hope that all of you receive this mentality of abundance and blessings and wealth and health and joy and happiness and having so much good come in the next few years. And you guys, we're down to the end of the year. It's the ember months. It's September, October, November, December, and you have 4 months left, 120 days to completely change the narrative of where you end your year. And if you want to do that, I'm your girl. I got a million ideas for you. And you don't have to do what I do. You don't have to do real estate. You don't have to do being a business owner. You don't have to do network marketing. You don't have to do speaking or being an author or Airbnb or any of that. You can do anything you want to do. You can open a poop scoop business. I used to tell my kids this in college. You want to make a ton of money? Get a little truck and put the poop scoop. Go around to all the people that hate cleaning up dog poop in their backyard. Show up with your poop scoop, put it in a bucket, haul it to the country, or someone will pay you for it so their garden will grow, and you'll make money because it's a great idea and it's a service nobody wants to do. I got 100 more just like that. And you guys, if you're not succeeding, it's because you're making excuses, and you're going to do one of two: make excuses or make money. And when you get the excuses out of the way, you read the book, you understand the assignment, you get your dream board up, you get around some good people, you live below your means, you stop buying crap that makes you look good on Instagram, and you start buying crap that makes you money. You'll sleep better, you'll feel better, and you'll be setting your family up for a legacy, an empire that will pay them long after you're gone. So all of you laborers, enjoy your Labor Day weekend. All of you entrepreneurs, enjoy your Labor Day weekend. All of you business owners and investors, I'm sure you are enjoying it too. And I hope that today's call, I know it was a little different than my morning motivation, but I hope it gave you some nuggets. I got to get on my next call. I hope all of you have a safe and happy Labor Day. Goodbye, everyone.